My name is Teshna Beaulieu, and I'm a chiropractor in upstate New York. When I first met Sebastian, I thought, wow, that looks like a guy who's actually walking his talk. He looks healthy, he looks happy, you know, his body posture is good. I could see all the things. I always look for people who walk their talk. So I thought, okay, I can learn from this guy. I've taken hundreds of different seminars over the last 34 years. Applied kinesiology, a neuro-emotional technique, quantum neurology, craniosacral. I took all the craniosacral therapy all the way to the advanced with Upledger, as a matter of fact. I've been doing the healing profession for many, many, many years. As a chiropractor for 34 years. When I took the Bartu-NSR Practitioner Certification, many of the things I have learned in the past, all the different modalities like craniosacral therapy, like strain counter strain, like many other things that I've learned over the years, it kind of dovetailed with what Sebastian was sharing with us. I could see that he has taken what he's learned and then added his own twist to it to make it work even better. And I'm familiar with that because that's what I've been doing for 34 years. I learn all these different techniques and I put them together in a certain way so that it's more efficient and it can help people faster. So I was thrilled to learn from another practitioner who's done the same thing. I thought that was a very powerful and interesting approach that he shared with us, working with the fascia system and its connection with all the organs and the spine and the cranium and all the extremities, and how by stretching it in or positioning it in a certain way with helping the person go into complete relaxation in this posture and doing this special type of deep abdominal breath, and then at a certain point resisting against the pressure of the practitioner. It was very powerful. It was a very powerful thing to happen. And after the first day, I was completely wiped out. I was completely wiped out. I had to go to bed at 8. I never go to bed at 8. This was like, okay, something major happened to my body there, and I don't know what it is exactly, but it's got to be good. It's like I felt I was in a complete parasympathetic mode for 3 full days. He taught us how to do the diaphragmatic pump and the solar plexus release, emotional release. And so when somebody did that on me, it just cleared up that sensation that I had in the back. So I realized that whatever was going on there was connected with my organs. It was connected with my lungs, it was connected with my diaphragm, possibly my stomach, because I had a tendency to have a hiatal hernia. And so I think it was all related. Somehow with my diaphragm, something was stuck in there. And after doing those releases, it was completely gone. I felt that Sebastian was a really passionate teacher. He obviously loves what he teaches, and his goal, as far as I understand it, is to teach as many people how to do this method on themselves and teach practitioners to teach their patients or clients how to do these things. So he multiplies himself that way. Instead of being the one practitioner that teaches, you know, maybe 100 people or 1,000 people, now he has hundreds of practitioners teaching thousands of patients. So I could tell that he really, really cares about that. He wants people to have that empowerment and be able to do this at home by themselves and help themselves. So I thought that was commendable. The other thing is I saw several of the attendees getting amazing results. Like one of them is a friend of mine. He's a chiropractor, a long-term chiropractor, and he's had all kinds of injuries and issues. And he was completely blown away with the changes he was feeling in his body, which was really good to see. I love this guy, and it was nice to see him benefit from this approach. For him, like he had like major issues in his hip, and he was feeling that it was releasing and having more freedom and less pain. The Bartu-NSR method seems to be different than many other approaches that I've learned in the sense that it incorporates fascia stretching at the same time, like almost like a yoga pose that you go into and completely relax, either using props or you know, in a position where you can feel supported enough so you can completely relax. And at the same time, using a deep breath, and at the same time, using muscle contraction at very specific areas to stretch out the fascia and get you to a new place where you can stretch even more than you thought you could, and repeating that over and over. And I thought that was pretty cool, the way that it worked. So I've studied many techniques in the past, including strain counter strain, but the way that Sebastian has added these various things like the breath and the resistance with the fascia and all these things together, it made it even more powerful. I also like the idea of knowing how to do it on myself, so that I could do it on myself even if I'm not around another Bartu-NSR practitioner, I can still do it myself. I like that. The protocols are easy to learn and easy to teach to people, so that people could teach their patients how to do some of these things, not everything, but specific position, like if they have low back issues, then to teach them the low back pain release specifically, so that they could do that at home and help themselves. As far as who could benefit from learning this method, the Bartu-NSR protocols, I would say any physical therapists, chiropractors, shiatsu practitioners, craniosacral therapists, anybody, myofascial release therapists, anybody that does any physical work with patients, basically, would benefit from doing this. Massage therapists. And it's an interesting thing because a lot of these people may not always be allowed to take certain trainings, because you need to have certain requirements to be able to take certain trainings. For example, with quantum neurology, you have to be a doctor of something. You know, for a neuroemotional technique, you have to have a master's degree in some kind of healing something. But with Sebastian's work, he doesn't require people to have a degree, a specific degree, to take the workshop, so that no matter what modality you're using with your clients or patients, you would be able to take this training and benefit from it.